Hey guys, RARMTG here, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the absolutely amazing ban BNR announcement that just was released today. I'll just start from the beginning. First things first, in Standard, Rampaging Froststone's unbanned. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's nice. Let's just read what they say. So they say it's going to allow, give mono red decks, which in best of three are not doing so hot, an answer to Orzhov vampires in the token and ban escape shift thingy. When they Field of Ruin, for example, when they get their land that gets them all the tutus, then they just take a bunch of damage. I'll put the land on screen now. I just can't think of its name. But yeah, also it limits life gain from Orzhov vampires, so it'll give Maul Red a chance to be like a real deck again. Okay, so that's standard. Overall, pretty good unbanned. It didn't need to be banned anymore, so it's unbanned now. It's going to be in standard for a couple more months. Then it's going to cycle. Nice. Okay, now we get to modern, where things actually start to get pretty interesting. So they banned Hogak. Alright, makes sense. Seen it coming. For example, I've seen this one board state where they were able to they mulliganed the 6 first of all, and then they got turn 1 Inquisition, and then they were able to get 2 Bloodcasts in their graveyard for, I think it was a Stitcher Supply or something, and then after that they play land. They played their land for turn, or play their Stitcher Supplier. Okay, they pass back. Our person ran 6 them, killed their Stitcher Supplier. All right, makes sense. And then they were able to get the 2. They were able to get their. Then they play next turn. They play the land, get their 2 Bloodghast back. Then they play 2 Grave Crawlers. Then they play their Hogak, and that's 16 power on their turn 2 after they mulligan through a discard spell. So yes, Hogak needs to be banned. What else is next? So Faithful Suiting. Faithful Suiting also got banned. Okay, that one, I don't know if they really need to ban Hogak and Faithful Suiting, but for sure graveyard decks are going to be really weakened from this because Faithful Suiting was the main enabler for a lot of them. So that's kind of annoying. Well, it's not really annoying, but it's kind of because they made all the graveyard decks weaker, which they said they try to make Modern more about the hand and play instead of what's in the graveyard. And well, if they're trying to do that, well, yeah, they did that. Next thing is they unbanned Stoneford Mystic. Now this one is quite nice because it's going to actually enable a bunch of different decks because there's a lot of good equipment in Modern. It's just a lot of them are weak without Stoneforge Mystic, which is with this thing being unbanned is quite good. Maybe even some of the newer swords might see play because they probably won't see play in Legacy, but the protection is more in Modern would be quite nice, especially against a lot of these black-red decks the graveyard decks, so yikes, if you're playing a graveyard deck. Nothing happened in any other format except for Vintage, where they restricted Karn, they restricted Mystic Forge, they restricted Mental Misstep, they restricted Golgari Grave Troll, and then they unrestricted Fast Bond. So I don't know a whole lot about Vintage, but from what I can tell from their article, Karn and Mystic Forge were both part of shops, and they were making it much too easy to lock people out of the game with shops. So I think that's why they restricted those two, just to make it more. I don't play too much Vintage, so I don't really know exactly. But then they restricted Mental Misstep. Makes sense because from what they said, it mainly meant because both players would play 4 Mental Missteps, and then it would just limit design space or limit deck building space. So they restricted it to 1, so now each person gets 1, and that's what you got. So that's pretty cool. They restricted Golgari Grave Troll. Alright, makes sense. I've seen Dredge in like every other format. Vintage Dredge, probably broken. What else we got? Fast Bond. They unrestricted Fast Bond, so this allows some land-based decks to keep up with all the artifact ramp from all the other decks. That seems pretty cool. Seems pretty good. Overall, I agree with most of the bans. Like, I don't know if they need to ban Faithful Suiting, but if they're trying to make it less graveyard-based, they did that. So now you don't have to run as much graveyard hate, which is kind of nice in your sideboard. But overall, pretty cool ban and announcement. And this has been RARMTG. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for future content. And as always, I'll be back to you guys soon with another great video. Bye.